Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I'm doing book and wine pairing. So I will explain how this came to be in a second. You probably think that because I'm going to talk about wine that I'm going to be drinking wine, and actually I'm not. Instead, I'm going to drink a Truly. This is mango. I've actually never had a Truly, but I was in Whole Foods and they were $2. So I got a mango one and a pineapple one, and I'm going to try it. It's okay, I guess. So how did we get here? Well, one of my coworkers was telling me about this wine subscription box that she has, and she was like, I can send you my referral code and you can get a discount. The discount was for 13 bottles of wine for $80, so that averages out to about like $6 per bottle. And I was like, I like wine, I'll do that. So I ordered the box, and when it arrived, I showed it on my Instagram story, and someone gave me the suggestion to do book and wine pairing. So shout out to Read and Be Mindful on Instagram. This was his idea. And so I got 13 bottles. One of them I did give away though. So in this first video, I'm gonna do 6 book and wine pairings, and then I'll do a part 2 if y'all want me to. The company that does the wine box is called Naked Wine. The thing about it is that you cannot choose which wines are in your wine box. It is pre-selected for you. You can, however, choose if you want a mix, or if you want all reds, or if you want all white. If anybody's interested, I will leave the referral code in the description for you. Go ahead, try it out for yourself. If you're of age, drink responsibly, and let me know what you think. So when he first gave me the idea, I was trying to think about like how I could somehow tie wine tasting notes to books. And at the end of the day, I don't know anything about that shit. I just drink what tastes good. So instead, what I did was every time I opened one of the bottles, I would take a sip, and my first reaction, I would write down. And so I'm going to give you books that I also had the same reaction to. Spoiler alert, I didn't enjoy a lot of these. However, I appreciate the ability to try different wines. I love a wine tasting, even if I don't love everything that I drink. So I still think that it was worth it. This is like, okay. It's doable. It's better than a fucking White Claw at least. I've heard that Vizzy is really good, but I've never tried that. So if y'all have other suggestions for hard seltzers, let me know. So the first bottle that I tried in the wine box was this here. It is a red wine and it's called a Toscana. If I feel like it, perhaps I'll put up like the actual tasting notes in case that sounds good to anybody. Because this was the first bottle, I think I was feeling pretty optimistic. So I thought I was gonna like it. And then I took the first sip and I was like, I do not like that. And the book that I'm pairing with this is The Bone Shard Daughter. I was really excited to read this one. I know Dasher really enjoyed the first book and the second book, didn't love the third book, I believe, but I was still interested to try it. And so when Monet was reading The Bone Shard Daughter, I was like, ooh, I have that too. Let's read it together. And I started it and I was like, this is fucking boring. I made it to 50 pages of the physical copy, and then I was like, you know what, this isn't working for me. Maybe I need the audiobook. Put in a request with Libby. I think the hold was for maybe 4 or 5 weeks. The hold came through and I sent that bitch right back. I just didn't even care anymore, so that was a dud. The second bottle that I tried was a Sauvignon Blanc. It's called Marchesi. Savvy Bee is usually okay for me. This one was not. I took the first sip and my reaction was, you know? And that reminded me of Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. This was the first time that I tried reading anything by Tessa Bailey. It's the first in her Hot and Hammered series, and I believe I rated it 2 stars. It fucking sucked. It was cringy, it was weird, I couldn't take the main character seriously. Nothing about it was good, and I think a 2-star might have been a little generous. I also tried giving Tessa Bailey a second chance, and that did not work out. I DNF'd it Happen One Summer so fucking quick, but that's what this wine reminds me of. Then I tried Akiyoshi Chardonnay. I don't know anybody who likes Chardonnay, to be totally fucking honest. So when I took the first sip, the first thought in my mind was immediate DNF. Naturally, that reminded me of All the Fields by Olivia Dade. This is the second book in the Spoiler Alert series. I enjoyed Spoiler Alert, but could not get into this one. I DNF'd it at 1%. I made it 4 pages in. That is the quickest that I have DNF'd anything in my entire life. I have a DNF review of all the feels if you are interested in more of my thoughts, how far I made it, and what exactly turned me off about it. So I will have that linked in the cards and in the description for you. Next, I had Arabella. I don't know if you can see that well. It is a Chenin Blanc. Not familiar with that, not sure if I said it correctly. And this one was okay. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it, it was just average. And so that to me is a 3-star, right? That reminded me of Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, the first book in the Legacy of Orisha series. And I had heard so many good things about Children of Blood and Bone, and I kept meaning to get to it and just didn't. So when I finally got to it, I think I was just a little underwhelmed, and it was just meh. The next one that I had is Garnacha. Had never heard of it. That's the beauty of this, right? Trying new things. This one is described to have ripe cherry and raspberry flavors. And so I typically actually don't like berry flavored wine. So I wasn't expecting to like this, but when I took the first sip, I was like, that's not bad. So this one ended up reminding me of the Jasmine Throne by Tasha Sori, because I went into it with sort of low expectations and then ended up liking it much more than I expected. And then the last one that I tried was a Zinfandel. It has a cute little owl on the front. I have typically had good experiences with Zinfandel, so I think my expectations were a little higher, and then trying it, I was disappointed. And that reminded me of Painted Devils by Margaret Owen, the second book in the Little Thieves series. And the thing is, I really enjoyed Little Thieves. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. I rated it 4.5 stars. So naturally, I was like, let me go ahead and read the sequel. And I was enjoying that one as well, until we got to the last little bit of it, literally the last chapter. Ruined the entire experience for me, and I was disappointed. So those are all of my book and wine pairings. I know none of them make sense. It's all completely subjective, but hey, you get what I give you, okay? Let me know if you want me to do a part 2. If you are interested in trying naked wines for yourself, I will have that referral code in the description for you. If you try it out, definitely let me know. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.